Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MXGP 2020, and it's time for the Grand Prix of the Czech Republic here in Loket. So here we are on the grid on the right hand side, waiting for them to drop, and away we go. We're on the right hand side, which means it's going to be very difficult to get the whole shot, but if we're brave enough on the brakes, we might be able to take the long way around and get into the whole shot position. I'll tell you what, that's exactly what we've just done. The Fox's whole shot goes to the championship leader, the man with the red plates. Beautifully done. Going into the first corner. Now we're just struggling to get up the hill with the slow acceleration of the Yamaha. But speaking of Yamaha, Thomas makes the move and is now leading the Grand Prix of Loket. Race 1 here in the Czech Republic. We're going to try and fight back against Thomas, coming around the outside, going wider into the berm. Not quite. In fact, we might be able to get it to stick as we dive up on the inside and position our Yamaha ahead of his. We now have a good chance, but we're slipping and sliding on the outside of the track almost, with Thomas, Geyser and Grant all battling it out for the first positions here in the Czech Republic. But onto the right hand side we will go once again. Difficult jump to get right, this one. I can never seem to get it to land properly, and then try and avoid going in the middle. But as we push Thomas wide there, quite an aggressive move from the man who was holding on to the red plate, the number 461, and we do have the lanky Slovenian Tim Geyser trying to chase us down, so we'll try and keep him at bay for the time being as we next have the big jump. Oh, a little bit out of shape there, trying to go for a scrub that went horribly wrong. Tim Geyser's going to be somewhere on the right hand side now. We're just hoping he doesn't go for the lunge, and there he is. The Slovenian has made it way to the front and is now leading the race 1 here of the Czech Republic. Look how we're struggling to get this bike up the hill, really struggling on the acceleration. I'm trying to be gentle with it, but it just keeps slipping and sliding in these wet conditions. Now Geyser has the lead. We're going to have to do something pretty impressive to try and get back at him, but now onto the right hand side goes Grant, trying to get past the man who is trying to run her up in the championship, as we now dive ahead of Tim Geyser and now leading this race once again. So that'll be 3 more points in our back pocket compared to Tim Geyser here in Loket. And no, I didn't try to rhyme accidentally there, that was a mistake. But now onto the right hand side once again, trying to get up the hill. We're in a good position as long as we can just get up the hill a little bit better than that. Maybe need to drop the gear, or maybe need to be a little bit more gentle with the right wrist. But now finishing up the first lap, the actual first timed lap. We did set the fast lap of the race so far, but it was immediately bettered by Tim Geyser and a few other riders behind. So the best time is a 1:41.015. But taking a look in the graphic in the bottom left hand corner of your screen there, the map that is depicting how far we are ahead of the competition, there is a little bit of a gap brewing up quite nicely. It's getting there. There's a little bit of a gap between as well, from 4th to 5th, and then there be onwards. So we just have to hold on to this position for as long as possible, and hopefully Tim Geyser is not going to try and show us a front wheel at any point soon. But we are making a mess, and goodness me, that was a lot of contact with Tim Geyser, and Lord almighty goes round the outside. Bravery at its finest for the Slovenian, the number 243 up against the number 461, holding on to the red plate as things stands. 0.8 of a second. Tim Geyser managed to pull away from the man on board the Yamaha. Now Gautier Paulan, bit of a Yamaha friendly fire there as he dives up on the inside, and not helping my championship challenge. Look how much we're struggling on the acceleration. I just can't seem to get it right going up in the uphill sections, but now it's Thomas trying to get back involved. Excuse me, it's Jeremy Sewer, not Thomas. I've not seen Thomas in a while actually. I don't know where he went after that bit of contact we made earlier on, but now into the right hand side, nice and tight to the apex. We have lost a lot of time to Tim Geyser, and there's absolutely no more seconds left on the clock. It's just going to be the final 2 laps here in Loket. So onto the left hand side, get over this little bit of a jump and try and get back at Gautier Paulan. We want to at least finish this as a top Yamaha, because we make a bit of a mistake on the right hand side, and now I just can't seem to get up this hill. I tried pushing backwards, forwards, left, right, you name it. Can't seem to get up that hill without too much of a hitch. So onto the left hand side, Geyser sets us up for the final 2 laps, so it's the penultimate lap right now, and of course we have a bit of a task on our hand right now. Jeremy Sewer is pushing us very, very hard. We're not putting in some wicked lap times. We're kind of struggling here in this wonderful circuit. I do really like this track. I've played it for years. It's just that for some reason I can never seem to get a good amount of rhythm in this circuit. One of the older MXGP games, I used to be really competitive here. It was probably one of the best tracks in the game for me, but MXGP 2020 gives me a little bit of trouble here in this wonderful circuit. But now onto the left hand side, difficult section of track. I used to dominate in this particular section on a previous MXGP title. It might have been 2019, I can't actually recall, but for the time being I think 2nd and 1st position are out of reach. it's changed from now me trying to fight to the front to just hanging on to this third position. If we can get a podium finish by the end of this weekend, I'll be very, very happy. So I've just dropped it down to first gear, now into second gear, still struggling to get up that hill. Not really good. In fact, it's actually the Husqvarna of Paul Jonas now is who's behind us. So unfortunately, we have a very, very determined Latvian behind us who's going to push us to the death. So we must try and hang on with as much as possible. But we are on the penultimate lap. I can't even see Tim Geiser, who's that far ahead. And Gautier Paulin holding on to that second position, which is technically not out of reach. He seems to have slowed down himself as we now get into the final lap. In fact, Tim Geiser will be getting up the hill, getting across the small tabletop section, and then getting across the line to start us up for the final lap. But as all we need to do and focus on is just finishing this race from this point onwards. We had two disastrous races last time out and the time before, and we do not want to end or start this week, on an absolute low point. We want to start it on a high. Would have been wonderfully had the victory, but I'll take the third position in the first race here in Loket. But frankly, we might be looking a little bit small. If we think bigger, we might be able to get past Gautier Paulin. We're right on the tail of the Yamaha man, so who knows what's going to happen into these next couple of sections. I do feel like we have... Whoa! Massive moment for Gautier Paulin. Kind of threw me off there. I wanted to continue pushing forwards, but if he was going to drop the Yamaha... Whoa, goodness me! I'm having the same amount of issues as Paulin is having now. I think we might not be able to get this second place. I'm really pushing hard now, but I'm on the absolute limit. I don't feel too comfortable in the situation we're in right now, especially with a very, very eager man behind us on board that Husqvarna. I really want to push him back. I don't want the former MX2 world champion just launching a move unexpectedly round this next part of the track, and this is where I lose a lot of time to Gautier Paulin and to Tim Geiser, of course. So I think we just better hang on, just try and hang on to the finish and see what happens. A third place is by no means a disappointment for me. I'm very, very content with the third position. Just need to hang on to it now, because of course we will have another race in a moment's time, so make sure you're staying tuned for that one. Of course, if you really are enjoying these MXGP videos, be sure to subscribe, because we do have MXGP 2021 right around the corner on the 30th of November, so stay tuned for many more DrAce content, videos and live streams, possibly MXGP and many more games. But now onto the right hand side, Tim Geiser has taken victory here in race 1 of Loket. Gautier Paulin in second, and Grant across the line takes the third position here in the Czech Republic. So by the end of race 1, Tim Geiser against the Yamahas, Paulin and Grant on the podium. Jonas, Siwa, Evgeny Borbashev, Tonis, Clement Desal, Loyok and Brian Boges are your top 10 riders from the first race. So we now start into race 2, and what do you know, it's racing again. Good start actually off the grid. Can we get the Fox's hole shot just like we did in the first race? It's going to be difficult going into the left-hander here without a rider diving up on the inside, but the Fox's hole shot goes to the man on your screen right now. Once again, another hole shot added to the collection. I've lost count how many Fox's hole shots we've had this season, and we've had another one right there. Hopefully we can continue the same success getting off the line into MXGP 2021, but what a cracking start for the man who finished third place in the first race just a moment ago. But now onto the right hand side, not going to the berm, went for a tighter line there, and I don't know whether that's really paid off, and also trying a little bit of a scrub there, which still I don't think had any sort of assistance in getting down the hill. But right now we do look like there's a little bit of a gap there. I don't think it's going to still be there by we come to the third split and beyond. I do tend to lose a lot of time there, but now onto the right hand side, and that middle part of the track there can be very, very treacherous and very slippy in these raining conditions. But now onto the left hand side, be very careful not to chuck too much lean angle there, because you'll be straight down, and that is not a good position to crash, because of course all those riders behind are going to end up trampling straight across you. But look at the 3 riders we have in the top 3 right now here in race 2. Grant, Evgeny Borbashev, fantastic. It's been a while since we've seen him battling up at the sharp end, and the same can be said for Jeremy Van Hoorbeek on board the Honda. Fantastic. In fact, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek's on a bit of a charge here, as he's now got past Evgeny Borbashev and is now in second place, so great job for Borbashev and Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. But onto the right hand side, we'll try and continue to push forward and continue to build this gap and build this lead. And I tell you what, how great is that for our championship charge if Van Hoorbeek and Borbashev can hold up the rest of the field, because of course them two are not championship contenders in my MXGP 2020 career mode. So if we can just hold them back, we're laughing. That's extra points. Never mind about holding them back. There's a Honda straight up the inside, and there goes Van Hoorbeek into the lead, but look at that retaliation from Grant. That is why we are holding on to the red plate right now. The number 461 is your championship leader for retaliating moves just like that. That is how champions are born, and that is how you defend. Let them get through, fight back immediately. Best piece of advice I can give you. And of course, if you like that advice, hit the like button on the video and I can give you plenty more advice. But onto the right hand side we'll go now with 30 seconds remaining and 2 laps. And this is going to be very, very interesting because the rain has indeed subsided for now. So what is going to happen for round 16 here in Loket? Oh my goodness, Evgeny Borbashev is now into the lead. Fantastic for Borbashev, brilliantly done, as he's now leading this race too here in round 16 of the Czech Republic. So fantastic job for the MXGP ride. I did not expect to see Borbashev at any point in this season battling it out for a victory, and here you go into the second race with now just 2 laps remaining as the time has indeed expired. He's actually pulled away from me, and he's pulled away in commanding fashion. Borbashev, this is your life, this is your chance to take a terrific victory here in round 16. Honestly, I was not expecting this, I really are, and to be honest with you, I'm in a bit of a conundrum now, because do I need to really pursue him? It's only 3 points. Do I need to oh my goodness, that was a horrible jump there, trying to desperately chase down Borbashev. I might just let him go. Oh goodness me, Clément Dessalles, a former rival. He's not really a rival anymore because he has fallen by the wayside towards the end of this championship, but early on this season he has given me a lot of trouble and concern for the sense of the World Championship positions. But here we go across the line. We are now starting the penultimate lap here in round 16, and Borbashev is your man on a mission. He is the man leading this race right now. I don't think it would be enough for him to win the Grand Prix itself, but he will still have a fair amount of points to get himself on the podium for the actual finish of the Grand Prix. But look at the gap that is behind us right now. You can see that in the bottom left hand corner of your screen. The graphic is depicting a large gap between ourselves and the man in third position, and I'll tell you what, Borbashev, I think he's got the job done. I don't think I'm going to continue to push because I don't see what's the point. We might still get the Grand Prix victory depending where Tim Geiser finishes. Goodness me, that was a very scary moment. I really need to stay within ourselves as Borbashev has now got a 3-second lead. Unbelievable performance from the Russian. Now I have no idea where Tim Geiser is right now, but all I know is after a bit of quick maths in my head that I do believe we will take the Grand Prix victory if we stay where we are. I don't know about Borbashev because I don't remember what position he finished in the first race, but I don't think he's going to have a chance to get on the podium. So as long as we stay where we are, I could take my very first Grand Prix victory here in Loket, and that would be very, very important. So I'm on the pursuit for all the achievements, and I'm still yet to win here in Loket, so fingers crossed this is the race we finally get the job done. But Van Hoorbeek there in third position, of course he wants to get himself involved and get some more points for his championship charge. Not the best position for Van Hoorbeek right now, but with 2 laps remaining, or at least 1 lap any moment now, there it is. Evgeny Borbashev sets us up for the final lap, and this will be a wonderful chance for him to get onto that MXGP podium by the end of this race. Of course, fantastic stuff so far for Borbashev. Fantastic from us as well, because I did feel that we kind of lost a little bit in the first race when we should have been on the podium, or at least been higher up. We were, of course, on the podium, but here, finishing in second place to Borbashev, it's fine by me. He's not a championship threat, so that is absolutely A-okay with me right now. We have a gap to third and fourth position, so as long as we stay within ourselves, stay confident, stay poised and ready, just in case they do somehow manage to have a chance. And goodness me, I can't believe I just said that. Oh, goodness me, we've gone from second to fourth in just 1 corner because I couldn't keep my mouth shut, and now I've made a massive mistake. That's probably the Grand Prix chance. Well, then again, I still don't see... Oh, Jeffrey Hurling's there. Of course, Jeffrey Hurlings is trying to pursue my World Championship hunt. He is in second place currently, as things stands, only trailing by around 20 or 30 points. 33 points, possibly. I can't remember exactly how many it is, but I don't want to lose any points to the man on your screens right now. Absolutely not at all. So I do need to fight back and get ahead of Hurlings right there as we get a little bit too close to the apex. We may have a chance on the left-hand side here, but it'll take an audacious lunge. Can we make it stick? Oh, that's a gorgeous lunge. Absolutely fantastic as we now retake fourth position. But I'm desperate to get back on the podium. Former championship rival Clément Dessalles in our way as things stand. We need to get back at him. Please get ahead of the KRT man. It's not going to happen. Whoa, we're getting pushed really wide. We can't bring on the acceleration. Evgeny Borbashev Borbashev wins, Van Hobeek in second, DeSalle third, and Grant misses out on the podium by a whisker in fourth place. Well, how about that one then? Fantastic result for Borbashev, Van Hobeek and DeSalle. Not bad for us, but I am a little bit miffed that we did miss out on the podium. But you can see by the lap times, I didn't deserve to be on the podium anyway. My lap time was way slower than the rest of the field. Important to note that Tim Geiser only finished in 9th place, so this should be very interesting for the Grand Prix results any moment now. So looking at the Grand Prix results, and Evgeny Borbashev takes over at the front and wins his first Grand Prix of the season by just 2 points to Grant. So Clement DeSalle, pinching my final position on the podium, has now given Borbashev the victory. Amazing. Tim Geiser finishes just 1 point behind us, with Clement DeSalle 4 points behind that. Very interesting stuff as we somehow managed to take a championship advantage in this round, albeit by 1 point ahead of Geiser, but by a few ahead of Jeffrey Hurlings. So second place overall for Grant, you can't be too mad at that one. I'm not particularly mad at that one. If anything, I'm okay with it. But looking at the actual championship standings right now, we have taken a 52-point lead ahead of Jeffrey Hurlings, and the same can be said ahead of Tim Geiser, who's locked on the same points. So always guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have, let me know in the comment section down below, and consider liking the video and subscribing as well, as it helps out the channel tremendously. And upon that note guys, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now, with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.